Okay, so last week I talked about the five best WWE shows I've ever been to, and this week I'm going to talk about the top 5 worst WWE shows I've ever been to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Hodge here. If I seem a little off today or my voice sounds a little different today, I don't know. I just woke up today and my throat was really sore, and I don't know. Hopefully it's just a cold. Hopefully I'm not actually getting sick. But yeah, if I sound a little bit different, that's why. But ladies and gentlemen, last Tuesday I talked about the best shows I've ever been to, the best WWE shows I've ever been to, the top 5 best. And someone commented on the video, hey, next week you should do the worst shows you've ever been to, the worst WWE shows you've ever been to. So I compiled a list. This was actually pretty hard to do because every show I've been to, I've had somewhat of a good time. But yeah, I've been to over 50 WWE shows, so it's kind of hard to be like, oh, these are the bottom 5. So there might be like 1 or 2 that were worse than these shows that should be on this list instead of one of these or something like that. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. I don't think I have any well, yes, I do have one pay-per-view on this list. So guys, enough of me doing this intro. Let's go ahead and get into my top 5 or the bottom 5 WWE shows I've ever been to. Number 5. Okay, so this is slowly going to be going from not so bad to really, really bad. So number 5 isn't so bad. Number 5 is NXT Takeover Orlando. So NXT Takeover Orlando, it may just be on this list because I had to sit row 7 because WrestleMania week prices for tickets, I had to sit row 7. But really that's not the reason the show. I believe if I was even watching it on TV, I would have been pretty bored with it. I went to the show with Muscle Man Malcolm and he was bored too, so I know it wasn't just me. So NXT Takeover Orlando was basically, it just felt like honestly a bunch of rematches. Like, oh, I've seen this, I've seen them fight before, I've seen this, saw this live. It just felt like all on repeat, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this, oh, he's gonna do a kick, oh, there's the kick. So it was like totally predictable, NXT Takeover Orlando. So yeah, NXT Takeover Orlando wasn't the best, and I had to sit row 7, didn't have the greatest time, but I still had an okay time, if that makes any sense. So it's not the worst show I've ever been to, but it's the 5th worst show I've ever been to. Number 4, the 4th worst show I've ever been to. September 24th, 2016, Chicago, Illinois. I drove like 11 hours for a house show. 10 or 11 hours. 600 miles. I drove 600 miles to go to a house show, a non-televised WWE show, a WWE live event. I drove that far. So this was in Chicago, Illinois. The main attraction for this was Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Holy crap, Brock Lesnar's wrestling at a house show. That's insane. And it's going to be a rematch from SummerSlam. And you get there, the show, okay, so that match, the whole show was built around, that match only lasted like 20 seconds or something. I'm like, I drove 600 miles for a 20-second match. Are you serious? And then the rest of the show was pretty bland, nothing too special. I think the best thing about this whole show was the Chicago crowd. It was pretty good. I mean, that arena, Allstate Arena, is tiny, and it was probably only like, I don't know, like maybe half full at most. It was tons of empty seats, and I actually didn't sit floor. This is the first show that was the first show I didn't sit floor to. Like, I've always sat floor for every wrestling show except that one. And forever, that's gonna be like the one I didn't sit floor to. I've sat floor to the other 50 shows except that one, but yeah, I mean, it was a pretty bland show and stuff like that. That arena's small, it wasn't even half full, but me and my friend Nicola, we bought lower tickets for like $70, and then the arena was so empty we were able to move seats. It was so screwed up, but I still had a pretty fun time. There's a vlog on the channel for most of these shows if you want to go check those out to see how my experience was, but I still had an okay time, but the show was really bland, and I had really bad seats, and that's the 4th worst show I've ever been to. 3rd worst show I've ever been to. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's Fastlane. A lot of people, as soon as I got out of the show, I don't think anybody gets, well, maybe some people are able to use their phone in the arenas, but as soon as I got back to the hotel, I think my phone died anyway, but I normally don't get signal in the arenas. Anyway, I got back to the hotel, I turned on my phone, I checked Twitter. Everyone's tweeting me, did you really drive 600 miles for that show? Like, Fastlane, I mean, I still had a pretty fun time, but Fastlane, you look at the show back, look back at it, look at the matches, look at the finishes of the matches. Goldberg beat Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Why? What the hell? That was pointless. Just to put it on Brock Lesnar. I mean, we could have had Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens. We would have preferred that, because since we already had Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. But yeah, the whole show is basically surrounded around Goldberg and Kevin Owens. We all knew Goldberg was getting the championship. Other than that, honestly, I don't think I can remember another match from the whole night. Like, nothing memorable happened. I mean, this was only like a month ago, and I can't even remember the matches. That's how bad the show was. But yeah, Fastlane, that's the third worst show I've ever been to. Okay, number 2, the second worst show I've ever been to. WWE show, of course. I haven't gone to enough indie shows to do an independent wrestling promotion list yet, but hopefully one day I can do that. But the second worst show I've ever been to is the SmackDown, Atlanta, Georgia, March the 1st, 2016. Anyone who went to that show would agree that was a pretty, bland, nothing too crazy happened. I mean, it was before the brand split, so SmackDown really, really sucked back then. And to top it off, I live like 5 hours from Atlanta, and to top that off, the night before, I was in Nashville at Raw. So I drove from Nashville to Atlanta. I was at Raw the previous night. I went to SmackDown and wasn't really feeling well because I had to drive 5 hours after like staying up half the night editing a vlog from Raw. So I wasn't feeling well at all in Atlanta. And then I went to the show, and the show absolutely sucked. I remember we had, I believe it was Becky and Sasha or something, and I thought, oh, this is going to be an amazing match. And then I get there and I'm like, yo, this freaking sucks. What the hell? I came all this way for a women's match. The main event was like Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, and I'm like, oh, well, I've seen this live a million times, and on TV even more. So yeah, really terrible time. I mean, I can't really say I had a good time at all. I was sitting there falling asleep in my seat because I stayed up half the night editing, and the show absolutely sucked. I thought the show would wake me up, make me feel a little better. I get there, and I'm about to fall asleep. Okay, so before I get to number 1, if for some reason you missed yesterday's video, I went to this amazing independent show. You guys are going to love this vlog. It's just highlights from it. It's not an entire show or anything like that. It's like a 10-minute vlog. You guys are going to love it. I'll put a card or something. They'll put a card at the end of this video. Not a card. Is it called a card? An end card type deal where you just click it. You can click it on mobile, or if you're on you can click it on any device. But yeah, you can even click it on a TV. But yeah, check out yesterday's video. YouTube, again, surprise, surprise, they have issues, and not everyone got notified. Most people did, but some people didn't, so I just wanted to clarify that. But yes, let's go ahead and get into number 1. The worst show I've ever been to. There's a lot of reasons why this show was terrible. Okay, so May the 21st, 2015, Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia. For some reason that doesn't sound right, but Norfolk, Virginia, so I mean, vlogs for most of these shows, I think all these shows actually. Yeah, all the shows, there's vlogs up so you can go see for yourself how bad some of these shows were. So this SmackDown, of course, this was before the brand split, so SmackDown really sucks. I mean, we have 2 SmackDowns in a row, but this SmackDown really sucked because this week was the week of Payback 2015. I don't know if you guys can see the cheering shot in Baltimore. So I went from Payback in Baltimore down to Richmond for Raw, then from Richmond to Norfolk for SmackDown. So 3 nights in a row, shows, and then staying up half the night editing the vlogs for you guys. So I was already really, really tired. And by the way, I did the same exact thing for the Royal Rumble this year. I went to the Royal Rumble. No, I did even more for the Royal Rumble. I don't know how me and Kayla did this, but we went to NXT Takeover one night, the next night Royal Rumble, the next night Raw, and the next night SmackDown, and we did Drive to the Cities and all that stuff. I don't know how we did that. I think just because we were like sitting together and stuff, we were able to manage it without wanting to kill ourselves or anything. But these 3 shows I did in 2015, I was actually sitting alone. So I was going to these shows alone, sitting alone, pretty much bored out of my mind, just having to watch the show for 3 hours straight, no one to talk to. Crazy, but honestly, I can't remember a single match. I remember Roman Reigns was there. I think it may have been like a Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose type deal. Or they were tagging or something. Probably a traditional SmackDown tag. Teddy Long, play. We're going to have a tag match. But the SmackDown was terrible. And I honestly just wanted to go to the beach because Norfolk is on the coast. And, I live in Tennessee, which is really, you got like small lakes and stuff, but you don't really got like an ocean and a beach and nice weather. And you can go tourist these warships and stuff like that in Norfolk. But yeah, that Norfolk SmackDown, honestly, worst show I've ever been to. Go watch the vlog if you want to see the matches and stuff. I didn't even have good seats for it. Like, I thought I had camera side when I was going, which is the section I usually said. I thought I had second row camera side, and I get there and it's like, no, you're beside the announcers. You're all the way over here. You have to turn this way to see the ring. Oh. And the show sucks, and I'm already tired, so it was terrible. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the worst 5 shows I've been to. The vlogs are here on the channel if you want to go check those out. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. This is the end card. Down there is my second channel. Over here are some previous videos I think you guys might enjoy. Yesterday's vlog's up there. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't already, make sure to like this video. And if you're brand new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.